Hello and welcome to the show today. And as quickly as it got here, it disappeared again, didn't it? Christmas all over, boys and girls. I can't believe it. So quick. So quick. And in Monday's live show, we do a live show now every Monday at 6 o'clock UK time. I would love you to join me and tell me, I'm going to be a bit naughty here, and tell me what presents that you got, and in particular, which gifts that you wish you never had. Oh yes, time to tell of those woes of socks and handkerchiefs and cheap old aftershave that really will sit on the shelf and never ever be used. I want you to tell me that on Monday night's live show, okay? Now, to listen to the live show every Monday at 6 o'clock UK time, you need to go to the main United Kingdom Talk website, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, and click on the Listen Live button in the top left-hand corner, okay? Monday night, join in by Skype, email and telephone. Go to the main United Kingdom Talk website, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, and click Listen Live in the top left-hand corner. Monday night at 6 o'clock UK time. Welcome along. My name's Chris Reardon. This is United Kingdom Talk. There is one little present here that I haven't looked at yet. Yes, I know the box is open, but I have not peered inside this box. It's been sitting there for a couple of weeks, and it's from the lovely Millie. Motorised Millie, one of our regular correspondents and very, very loyal listeners and friends here to United Kingdom Talk. And I'm dying to know what it is. I've saved this for this show, because this is the nearest one after Christmas. We cannot be opening Christmas presents before Christmas, dear. But now it has gone. So I am opening now. Let's have a look what it is. First of all, we have a book of where she lives, Minnesota. Oh, this will be interesting. I opened the page on a beautiful picture of a lighthouse on a rock. Oh no, I can't be doing heights, Millie. God knows how I ever get on a plane, to be honest, because I don't like heights at all. That's beautiful. All pictures of Minnesota, which I shall take to bed with me later on today, I think. Let's have a look at, what's it like in Minnesota? Is it a desert? It's not desert. Oh, it's beautiful. It's all countryside. Oh, stunning. Pumpkins and pictures of pumpkins. Mickey's Diner. What's this? Mickey's Diner in St. Paul. That looks like my sort of place. Full of food. Millie, what else have we got in this box, my darling? Let me see. Oh. Oh. It's a little packet wrapped up in a few pieces of paper. What's it say on there? H1N1. Well, it sounds like some sort of deadly virus. You're not sending me viruses through the post, are you, Millie? Let me see. What's this little package here? How exciting. I like it when you don't know what it is, don't you? Ooh, oh. Oh, it's a St. Christopher. I know what that is straight away. Millie, what have you said? Oh, she sent me silver, dear. Sterling silver medal. It is St. Christopher. He looks after all of us that are lost, and I've been lost for a very long time. Let's be honest. Oh, thank you, Millie. How sweet is that? That is beautiful. Little silver. Just a minute. Let me come over there. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Must show you this. What a lovely gift to be sent by a listener viewer. Listener viewer. There we are. Little St. Christopher there. Look. Oh, I've dropped the label. 1 minute. Little St. Christopher. It's like a silver medal with like a little imprint of St. Christopher on there, who looks after travellers. And as I am travelling, I think I better take that with me, Millie, to look after me. I think there's something else in the box. Oh, you've spoilt me, dear. You've spoilt me. Ah, what's this? Oh, now what's this? Box empty now. What is this? The loon flutes. Are these birds? They look like ducks to me. Attract and communicate with the loons. Duplicate the 4 calls of the common loon. Let me see if I can't get the top off. 1 minute. Oh, where'd you get the top off this? Oh, got it, right. Well, how does this work then? Oh, how strange. It's like, I don't know how that would work. What do you do, blow into it? Oh, yes. Oh, and it's got a thing to put it around your neck so you don't lose it. How oh, mummy microphone. How marvellous. What's it say on this stick? Yodelay-yo. Oh, well, thank you. It's like a flute, isn't it? The loon flute. Oh, and there's instructions in that as well. Well, I think we might have to have an entire concert based on the loon flute. Thank you, Millie. Sending me all those things in the post, you naughty girl. Naughty girl, stop sending things. Thank you, my darling. I'm going to have a look through this Minnesota book later. It looks a beautiful area, actually. Really picturesque, isn't it? I like there's a big lake there, Lake Superior. Wonderful place this looks, I must say, Minnesota. I will try and make a visit there at some point, Millie. I will try, darling. Talking about going travelling, I have purchased weighing scales for my impending trip to Australia because on some of the internal flights in Australia, I noticed I only got a 23 kilogram limit on the weight. And you don't want to go over on the weight because they start charging you an arm and a leg. So I intend to go to Australia with a case about 1/3 of the size I went on the last trip. Actually, I must go into town and get a light case. The trouble is, you know, you buy a heavy case and that all adds to the problem, doesn't it? I gather 23 kilos is quite a lot. I didn't think it was very much, but apparently it is. Anyway, this thing, you hold this thing up, this weighing scale thing up, and then it's got like a clip there, and you put it round the handle, clip it together. 1 minute. Clip it together, and then literally pull, hold the case up and read the temperature, not the temperature, the weight on the little indicator there. All very clever, and for, I think that was about 12 quid. Could save me an absolute fortune on too much weight on the old suitcase there. Now, the email address of the show, if you want to join in, it's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, right? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I meant to read out, there was a lovely card also from, a Christmas card from Joy, who watches the show in Acton in London. Joy, a very, very good friend of the programme, who will get on the phone now and again, don't we, my love? And she sent a Christmas card saying, thank you for your friendship for the year. Isn't that nice? Thank you, Joy. Email time then, straight on to emails. Couple of quick ones here. Kenny watches the show via YouTube, sent this in actually before Christmas. A lot of these were sent in before Christmas. We just haven't got to them yet. And I had my little crib with the baby Jesus in front of me here in the Britannia studio. And it was out before Christmas. And Kenny quite rightly points out, baby Jesus shouldn't be there until Christmas Day, Chris. You are absolutely right. You are right, he shouldn't be. But unfortunately, I cannot detach him from the rest of the crib. So that's it. So he's there. Well, it has gone Christmas now, so that's it. So baby Jesus has now been born. Ding dong merrily on high, in heaven the bells are ringing. One here from Aaron, who listens to the show via Live 365. Aaron is in the excuse me. Aaron is in the Scottish borders, who says, hi Chris, I've not tuned in for the best part of a year. A year? Oh my God. I know that, Aaron. Your light didn't come on. Oh yes, everyone's got a light. There's a big wall in front of me here which you can't see. Right? And everyone has their little light. And the light that says Aaron on it has not illuminated for nearly a year. Quite frankly, I'm disappointed, Aaron. He says, but I was happy to find you still on Live 365. It's still a good entertaining show. The best thing about it is that you don't really have to do this, but it's something you choose to do, and clearly you enjoy it, so keep it up. I do enjoy it, talking to my friends. I do enjoy that. May I wish you and your listeners and watchers a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Aaron on the Scottish borders. There's always something new happening on the show. I like things to evolve. Take, for example, the new live show on Monday. I'm really enjoying that, especially the way when people Skype in or telephone in and we have a chat on the phone. I love that, love that. Quick one here from the mighty HC. Again, sent in a couple of weeks ago. The song you were singing in a recent show, I'll Send All My Loving to You, is in fact from the Beatles. And it's called I'll Send All My Loving to You from the Beatles. I couldn't remember who that was by. Thank you to the mighty HC. Great name, incidentally. Great name, the mighty HC. Now, lots of emails here from Robert in Iceland. First of all, on the subject of our dear friend Leo, who was a listener and viewer of the show, sadly passed away a few weeks ago now, and I wondered what had happened to him medically wise. So I asked Robert, and he says apparently Leo suffered a stroke. And I was saying I did notice that the emails suddenly stopped from Leo. The lack of emails, Robert says, I'm sure was due to summer months being very busy for our Oyvind, I think it is the Norwegian name. And I know that he intended to rejoin the fold, i.e. United Kingdom Talk. Well, now actually, it's very hard. It really is that this happened at this time of the year. By that way, I don't, of course, mean that there's a good time. No, of course not, you don't. With the passing of my mother, this is Robert's mother, we had time to say our farewells, sure in the knowledge that our souls were prepared. In this case, Oyvind and I had talked about visiting each other and sharing the odd wine or two perhaps now, and that is now not going to happen. It's just ever so sad, that really. Our thoughts are with dear Wench, his wife, and for Oyvind. I shall have to wait to kick his butt for popping his clogs before we had time to explore our respective Viking homelands. As I say, Oyvind was in Norway and Robert is in Iceland. Both listeners and viewers of the show, or well, Oyvind was anyway. He is a rare man, and those that came to know him are better for that. So I look upon a world that is poorer, and yet I am richer for the friendship. I have friends that have no faith, and I understand that, but I know that he is home and content. I do not and will not justify that feeling, for it's a gift given by and only friends. So thanks for letting us know that, Robert. You see, poor Oyvind had a stroke and didn't survive that, unfortunately. Okay, now I've got 3 other fairly long emails from Robert. I want to do them in the right order, actually. Let's see. There we are. Okay. Have I got these right? Right. Okay. Okay. Some here from Robert, sent a couple of weeks ago. Dear Chris and friends of United Kingdom Talk, indeed, my dear friends, it's time to give thanks for yet another year of friendship, as on this programme, and that perhaps more than most is a good sign for the future of the world. The internet has enabled people to truly exceed the reach of their grasp. Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I've got a very long grasp. To be honest, Robert, my reach is very long, so watch out. Any moment now, my hand will come out of the loudspeaker in your computer and grab your face. We live now in a global internet village. And despite attempts by some to build walls, it will succeed. The fall of the Berlin Wall should show that we cannot stop the unification of the world, and in the end the common bond of man and woman will prevail. Times have been very difficult for all, and yet, if we wait to find that we have been spared another day, then we should face it with the intent upon, at the very least, making it better. I'm not a religious man, far from it, and yet I am minded to think that angels do walk the earth, and we are given the chance, and each and every day, to be that angel. We sit in our world avoiding eye contact and believe the lie around each and every corner is a nasty person. How difficult it is to smile and just go about your day, and in so doing, just a little bit more of that wall that divides us will have been chipped away. The coin in the bucket is good and welcome. The pennies might be tight, but not smiles. They are given to us to give to others. Give and give freely, and who knows, perhaps one of the smiles might just be returned. Just a thought, and thank you for all for your time, and I hope you'll smile too. It's funny what you say about that smiling business, Robert. I am indeed one of those smiling persons. Often if I'm walking down the street or on a bicycle or on the supermarket, anywhere like that, and someone happens to glance at me, I will smile at them. Sometimes, yes, you do actually get a smile back. But some people look as miserable as sin. And you wonder why on earth they decided to set out of their four walls. Do you know what I mean? It's just so miserable and unhappy, some of these people. And I feel quite sad for them, really. But don't be put off, boys and girls. You know, smile at people when they look at you. Occasionally you will get one back, and it's nice. Robert says in another email, dear Chris and friends of United Kingdom Talk, life goes on, and we had best get on with it and look ever towards the horizon, for nothing is permanent. And that's how it should be. We are now past, actually, the shortest day, and it seems an age since I last saw the sun crest the mountains, and our daylight length is now down to around 4 hours. Remember, he's in Iceland, okay, so they're down to 4 hours light a day. That's all they get there. Unbelievable, isn't it? Winds continue from the south, and with it comes warmer weather, and yet the fingers of winter chilly grip need but a change to those of the north. I don't like the cold. That's why I'm off to Australia for 3 weeks, mate. Glad to report that we have completed all of our Christmas shopping. Remember, we sent this before Christmas, and I'm now counting the days towards the big day. And the promise of fine food and all the all-important toys. We want toys. We need toys, boys and girls. We do. Any young people watching this programme, believe me, adults need toys as much as you do. They really do. I've made it clear I don't want any of the ruddy useful stuff, and I rather think my wishes for a helicopter and a Dalek might have fallen upon willing ears. So, come on, Robert, did you get your helicopter and Dalek? Come right in and let us know, mate. This is the reason I feel for why some adults miss the fun of Christmas and hark back to childhood days, for there is the answer. Get yourself some childhood stuff and become a child again. I tell you what, about 10 years ago, my best friend Ronnie, he said, what do you want for Christmas? No, it's actually, I think it's longer than it. It's about 15 years ago when I was going out with my now best friend Ronnie. He said, what do you want for Christmas? I said, an electric train set. And he bought one for me, and I've actually got it in the cupboard. Very occasionally it comes out. It gets set out on the carpet. It's loop of train track, and I watch the train going round and round for a few minutes, and then I put it away again. And it does make me very happy seeing that. It really does. I wonder, do we have anyone listening or watching the show who actually has a model railway layout? It's something I always wanted as a child. I always said, when I get a nice house, I'll make sure I have a loft, and I'll set it up in a loft, and it'll be wonderful. And yes, I have got a very small loft. I mean, I can't stand up in it, but it's useful to store things. But there's no train set up there. Has anyone actually set up a model railway layout in their house, or even better, in the garden? I know that you can get model railways specifically for the garden. Has anyone got one of those? Oh, wonderful. Robert says, walk the silly path that brings smiles and joy and leave the road of responsibility for a while. Find your inner child and stay a while to play. The wonderful words, Robert. It's though although we humans overtook the gift given by God, love, family, health, friendships and hope and many more gifts. Often said that when one gets older, then gifts given as we grew are taken back a bit at a time. Well, I disagree and do so strongly. For sure, our health changes, as does so much to do with the physical constraints of the body. And yet it's more than offset by maturity, patience and a fondness of spirit that comes from seeing the young rediscover a world that, for a while, perhaps we find jaded. Well, it's true. I mean, how much pleasure do I get out of watching my little nephew, 12-year-old Jimmy, opening all his presents on Christmas Day and probably forgetting who they were from. But it doesn't matter, does it? Does it really matter that he doesn't remember that you bought him that or whatever? Such a great pleasure to see children opening presents on Christmas Day. It really is. Robert also says, Chris, it was only a few days. I received a Christmas card and gifts sent just before Leo was taken. Leo in Norway. I take this as a sign that our Lord gave him time indeed to say his farewells, safe in the knowledge that the sun would rise. I know for a fact that we often talked about our dear friend, Chris, who, by the way, I sometimes type Christ. What, me? Oh, please. I only wish I could be a little bit more like him. And yet, is that so far off the mark? I'm minded towards believing that angels do walk the earth. We just know them as friends. And if our Lord is our Father, then does not make us the sons and daughters of God. Heavy subjects for us, because we are fun people. Yeah, they are very, very heavy. I mean, anyone who's just watching this for the first time will think that this has become a religious programme now, but it's not. It's not. Silly people who love to do what children do, and that is play. Yeah, that's me, a silly person. Remember that. I know my friend Leo has the heart of a child. I rather had the feeling that he did have some plans for this show, the show that I'm doing now, because he writing quite a few emails, but it didn't happen. However, we both know that Leo will be sitting in his garden shed up there, listening to the podcast or a busy day weeding in our Lord's garden, and if, as I hope, this has raised a smile, well, I'm sure Leo would be happy. Be not too sad, Chris. Leo is fine. There we are. One more here from Robert. They've all come together, haven't they, today, Robert? A Christmas message from His Holiness, the King of the Vikings. The snow is falling, and yet in the land of the lost stock, the doders snore away the night time, safe in the knowledge that far from the far north, the big guy is setting off to deliver gifts to the people of the world. Upon waking, they eat their breakfast off credit crunch, because he's in Iceland, you see what I mean? Which, it has to be said, keeps one regular. I do hope so. They know this because it's made from bankers' bonuses, and it's full of, well, you know what. The doders have spent the years stuffed down between the gaps in sofas, chairs, underbooks, and other dark and dusty places. Their purpose in life, for yes, they have one, is to change the channels on the TV, radio, open, and just about every other damn thing that the humans cannot be bothered to get off their lazy butts to do for themselves. And yet upon this time of year, the doders return to the land of the lost stock to have their party, and that, dear friends, is why you cannot find them at this time of the year. For they and their partners, the car keys, have buggered off. Thank you very much for that lot, Robert. Do you know what I mean? That's nearly an entire show today of Robert's emails. That's okay, isn't it? Tom Harris says, I enjoyed the show you did just before Christmas from the pub. Can we have one from a carvery? Well, I don't know about that. You see, the trouble is, I do like to go to a carvery and eat my dinner. If I was chatting away to you, I wouldn't be eating my dinner, would I, Tom? Please have a bit of respect for my stomach. Thank you. My niece wrote in, actually, about this on the subject of the Christmas film that we've been playing all over these Christmas shows, which should be up on the screen behind me for another week or so now. Tracy says, how lovely and festive your Christmas film is. I've been to the steakhouse that appears in the film, and it's very, very expensive. Oh, you must mean the Aberdeen Angus steakhouse in Piccadilly that was on the film, wasn't it? I don't know how those places manage to keep open. They're like stuck in a time warp, aren't they? Has anyone been to London, been to an Aberdeen Angus steakhouse? I mean, they have been there since the 70s. And they continue to be there, don't they? And they really are stuck in a time warp, those places. Dear me. Let me see here. One from Andrew here. Oh, a quick one here from Joshi Wah, who posted, "Hey dude, you're awesome." Thank you, Josh. Very kind of you to say so. Josh has had a bit of a hard time, actually. He's had a head brace on. It's a new viewer to this show. He's had a head brace on because he had a moped accident. It looked quite painful, but I think he's recovering now. So keep recovering well, my friend, and become a regular correspondent. Hello to Andrew Hunt, who says, your Christmas studio looks great. Nice to see a traditional nativity screen as well. Not only that the Christmas signature tune is back, the Christmas season is in full swing. My singing and Christmas carols start to build up, have built up. Remember, this is a couple of weeks ago. I'm at Liverpool Anglican Cathedral twice this, have been, so he's already done this, have been twice. We have choir practice, the last one before we perform special Christmas carols as a choir at our Festival 9 lessons and carols this Sunday. Well, that's already happened, of course, all right? Can't wait for all of it. It's the best time of the year for a chorister. Yeah, I miss singing those Christmas carols. I used to go to the London Oratory School, and they had a carol service there, always on the last day of term around Christmas. And it was wonderful. I miss doing that. They've been performing the Coventry Carol, the Angels Carol, A Maiden Most Gentle. Oh, I know that one. How does that go, A Maiden Most Gentle? I've sort of heard that one. And Tonight, Glory to God. I mention these in case your listeners know them. We tend to branch out at Christmas and sing some of the lesser-known carols, as we've sung the more well-known ones many, many times over the years. Just wondering if you're doing a special Best of 2009 music mix. No, I won't actually, no. I won't have time to do it, I don't think. I might try. Now, that would be good. I'm supplying the music for a New Year's house party. I'm wondering if you have any festive jingles I could use to break the different types of music up. Andrew in Wigan. Andrew, if you're doing a house party, don't put jingles in. You may think it's a good idea, but it's not, okay? Because it breaks the flow, so don't do that. And it's talking about my music mix. Yeah, I put up a new music mix each week that anyone can download free of charge. For that, go to chrisreardonshow.co.uk. chrisreardonshow.co.uk. It's all music and no chat. Time for me to go, boys and girls. I'll see you on the next show. Don't forget the email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.